Hey everybody, how you doing out there? Welcome to week one, winter 2026, social media marketing. By far one of my favorite classes to teach. I do this for a living outside of teaching. I run a consulting business working with entrepreneurs, launching their businesses from ideation to launch to scale. And in that journey, we explore social media marketing tactics. And this is what I'm finding is current need, which we're applying in the class. So very excited about this class. And also I'm going to do a video of the week just like this every week so you can get information for the assignment that we're working on, discussion questions, anything else that's pertinent. I have already posted a welcome to class landing page. And this is the announcement thread. When you open up your site, you always still come here first. And you'll have announcements that I encourage you to check out. So first, you will not have any required textbook for this class. Social media marketing is moving too quickly, especially in the era of AI. Marketing is being disrupted. It's one of the industries that will see an impact by AI. So to that end, instead of doing a textbook, because once it's published, it's static, is I give you videos of thought leaders in certain spaces, and each of the videos is to simulate a chapter from a textbook. And I'll explain all that to you when we get into looking at the discussion questions. So as I do these videos each week, we'll discuss each of the upcoming videos for the discussion questions and why I chose them. You'll now have an online Zoom session. This is an asynchronous class. I might meet with project managers throughout the term. Depends on how teams gel together. And also all assignments will be submitted through the Dropbox. I don't want to have anything submitted through email. I need to have it time-stamped. I need to have it into the Desire to Learn ecosystem. You'll have 2 discussion questions each week. I already discussed that, but I'll go deeper into that in just a few minutes. This class is a highly structured team class. How we're going to approach this class is you're going to be a consulting team for a small business owner. So how does that work? This is probably the most interactive and applied class I teach because you're going to find a small business owner in the PDX market and help them improve their social media marketing presence. So first option is there's somebody on your team that has a business. Happens every term that there is somebody on a team or in the class that already has an idea or a business they're operating and would love the help of the team to step up their presence in social media marketing. If that's the case, that's great. The person that has the business can't be the project manager because there's too much passion for the business and we need objectivity from the project manager. The other choice you have is if no one on your team has a business or a business venture or side hustle, you probably know somebody. One person on your team knows somebody that owns a business. Maybe it's a spouse, maybe it's an uncle, maybe it's your neighbor, maybe it's a big church, or whatever. If there's somebody out there you know has a business and they love to have your team's help, that is the second option. The third option is you can reach out to me. And I do have connections of people that are interested. It rarely happens because of all the people you know out there, usually each team can tap into somebody. You want to have somebody where you have immediate access to ask questions throughout the term. The one other one I forgot to mention, the fourth option is maybe somebody on your team is working in a business, a small business, and their boss would like the luxury of receiving this kind of service. At the term, every assignment you do in this class will be driving to that business. So you're sending your content to your client. You have a closeout session with your client. It's a very intense, but also I've heard relatively real experience for the class session. And during the class, I've already mentioned existing your consultative team. Here's my telephone number. If you need to text me, you can also send me an email. I'm pretty active. If you send it to me during the week, I'll get back to you in 24 hours. If it's during the weekend, I'll get back to you on Monday and making sure I'm always available because this moves fast. Now, how I've structured a class is here's the content section, probably the most valuable space to go to. And here's a landing page of the overview. So welcome is the same thing I just had on the landing page is here. I like to post multiple times the same content because each of you land in the site in different places. Each of you have learned different ways to maneuver this site, so I want to make sure you get the content. Here's the syllabus and a little bit who I am. My background, this is the syllabus, not my bio, is course description, all the detailed information of the assignments, and what you're going to be doing throughout the term, okay? The other tab here is your course dashboard. It tells you when each assignment is due and the point value for each. And then finally, I have a rubric here for you. And some students really like my rubric. Others think it's too vague, but it's just, I'm trying to give you the best experience that you'd have if you were working in an industry. Is if I give you an A, that means whatever you've produced as a team is something you can use tomorrow. It's something that you could actually show to your client with confidence, or something that you've produced where you can send it to an investor in your business and so forth. That is camera ready. That's what we call it in industry, camera ready work. But B would be, it's there. It's almost there. Just a couple tweaks and we're golden. That's a B. C is, let's go back to the drawing board. You've missed some things. And I want you to be able to submit your work to your client and feel good about that. And then finally, D is an F. We're not going to talk about that because hopefully you're not there. Okay, and the last thing I did post for you is my bio. It's my background. I worked in the restaurant industry for several years as a restaurant developer. Then I moved over into tech sales and national sales manager for a tech business. Then I opened my consulting business, which I've had open for 16 years now. Beyond just doing consultative work with entrepreneurs, I also work with mid-sized and large-sized businesses in professional development, helping employees and management get along, teaching things like emotional intelligence and conflict in the workplace and so forth. And then I teach. And that's it about me if you want to read about that. If you jump back out. Now, if you go into week 1, I've tried to make this as streamlined as possible because I know most of your instructors have their sites set up different ways. So it's always like you're trying to find the breadcrumbs to be successful. It's mapped out per week. Under each week is your activity. So here's your first week, and your assignment is a video of the week. You need to do this for 2 reasons. One, I like to get to know you since I won't meet you in person. And also, I want to give you a very clear understanding that it's an enrollment guarantee too. So let's just go down there and show you what's happening. In the world of AI and chatbots, we've been finding in institutions that chatbots are signing for classes to give financial aid fraud opportunities. So we need to make sure that you are actually in the class. There's a person connected to that name and somebody hasn't stolen your identity. So when I watch your video, you address the questions I've given you, that pretty much assures us at this point that it's you. And then also it's a good way for me to get to know you. So that's all you're doing as an assignment this first week, because what I want you to start doing is looking at if you've worked with people before in a class and say, hey, I'd like to work with that person again. Give me that request and I'll pair you up with that person. Or you like some of the work they're doing in discussion questions. See them very active, they come on early, and those kind of indicators show you that they're going to be a student you want to work with. You can say, hey, I've noticed that Patrick is really posting a lot. I like what he's talking about and how he engages the questions. I'd like to be on his team. And I'll give you that as well. Because if you don't give me recommendations of who you want to work with, then in the week on Friday, I do a random draw and you just end up whoever I team you with. And the rest of the term, you're working with that group. So let's now look at discussion questions. This is the first one, Lori Wang. She's a thought leader in content marketing. What is it? I always post some thoughts down the bottom and questions. And what you'll do is jump into this discussion question. You'll watch this video. And remember, it's supposed to simulate a chapter out of a textbook. So if you had a social media marketing textbook, there would be a chapter called content marketing. So you watch it, and then you start a new thread. You post an original thread authored by you. So you say, hey, I watched Lori's video. This is some things I got from content marketing. maybe addressing some of my questions and beyond. It has to be substantive and qualitative. You just can't say, I agree with the video and call it good. It has to have some heart to it. And once you're done posting your original thread, then you go out and look at 2 peers' postings and respond to them also. 3 total posts, 2 responses, 1 original thread, and you're good. So that would make it suffice for this, and then every week you have 2 discussion questions. So second discussion question you have here is Michelle Bali. She's one of my favorite thought leaders out there in AI marketing. She'll talk about AI marketing and things that we need to think about. Now with videos, the video doesn't always fit the window. So if this doesn't work for you because you have to go scrolling back and forth, you can go to coursework and discussions and find the same ones here, and then you can see the entire video blown up. So it doesn't have that scrolling space. That's only when you're looking at the content week. All of the discussion questions are posted throughout here. Okay? Now, going back to coursework, or I'm sorry, not coursework, content. That's it for the first week. 2 discussion questions, doing your video, and now scoping out who you might want to work with. Week 2, and I'll do another video for week 2, but just to give you a good indicator starting out, you'll do Google certifications. You're again only doing an individual assignment, but by week 3, your team should be formed. You've talked to your client and you're going. So the first 2 weeks, don't take a rest. You need to be really vigilant because by Friday of the first week, I'm forming teams. But you can see here the 2 discussion questions are top certifications you can think about to having to complement your degree, and then Tori talking about Instagram marketing. But by week 3, and this is also important for me to show you, you'll be doing an audit on that company. And every assignment that I ask you to do that is been done by prior groups, I'll give you examples. So you can see, okay, this is what he's looking for. This is what prior groups have done that's successful. So every week, when it comes to that teamwork, you'll have an example as your guide. Okay? Well, that's a lot of stuff to share with you right now. I'm looking forward to the term. It's a tough one, but by the end, I hear from students that, wow, I can put this on my resume now. I helped a business change their social marketing portfolio. And that's what you're really looking for, is to have a class where you learn something, but also you can put on your resume. If you have any questions, reach out at any time. I look forward to seeing you online.